All right, here we go on episode 41 on a Tuesday. Welcome in. It was foggy this morning, but you know what? The light's always bright here in the studio.
Yes, they are.
Welcome in, Jason. What's going on, man?
Man, just thankful for that rain we got yesterday.
I always enjoy
a little dry.
You know what I always enjoy about that handshake, man?
What's that?
My hands are always aching, man. I told you I've been having this weird, just kind of weird thing going on the past month. I'm doing all right, though, man. God's going to take care of me, but it's like when I shake your hand, it's like a quick hand massage, man. That's like a mighty Jason Thompson Guardian Defense hand massage, man.
Well, when you shoot guns, you kind of have to have a little grip.
Yeah, so there you go. Jason Thompson joining us this morning here on Good Morning Huntsville, as always. Hey, thanks for waking up with us. Let us know you're out there this morning, what you're thankful for. There are so many great things happening here throughout our community. We highlight it every single morning here on our show. As always, our show's on Tuesday, brought to you by Guardian Defense. Check them out online at guardiandefensellc.com. Jason, been a fun week. Last week wrapping up, and you've been busy. Tell us what's been going on in your world, man.
We had some training classes this weekend. Had a great turnout for them. Students had a really good time. Just thankful for that.
And did you launch? When are you guys launching the new Spanish classes?
That's going to be the 24th. That's going to be our first one, June the 24th.
Okay, so that's coming soon. You can find out more information on their website at guardiandefensellc.com. We always encourage you to support local business. Of course, Jason is a local business here, and I love y'all's facility just outside of town, about 10 minutes or so.
10, 12 minutes outside of town. No real neighbors other than the wildlife.
And what's going on this week? You're not going to be in town this week.
No, we're going to go visit our neighbors over in Beaumont. We're going to go to a gun show at the Ford Center in Beaumont this weekend.
How big of a facility is that? Pretty big?
That's a pretty nice facility. Should be pretty good. The promoter only uses a portion of it, so there'll probably be 300 tables or so.
Awesome. Well, it's
nice little drive down the road.
Always a lot of fun to get out. I know these trade shows are huge for you guys. I mean, that's part of your business.
We do a lot of those, and we travel with a group. There's about 6 or 7 of us vendors that we all go to a lot of the same trade shows and stuff, and we have a grand time.
It's a lot of
We
fun.
really do.
It's like it's a community, you know. We'll here in a few moments we're going to have Melton Green. He's a resident here of Huntsville, Texas, joining us this morning to share his inspiring story and the difference that he's making in youth here in our community. But
That sounds good.
we were talking earlier, you know, about the word community, and it's kind of like you guys in your industry. I mean, it's a community of what you guys do, you know.
Yeah, that's what it is. And it doesn't matter what business you're in a community. And you make friends, and friends help each other out. That's what we do.
I do have to joke around for a moment.
Okay.
You know, I thought I thought it was going to be serious, but the more I thought about it, it's more of kind of a you know, pulling jokes this morning.
Right.
You know, when you're gone on the road, there's somebody who steps up, and he always tells me that he runs the show. We're talking about Ricky. Does Ricky truly run the show when you're gone?
We'll let him think that. We'll just let him.
All right, Ricky.
Let it go like that.
Yeah, we love you, Rick. I was joking.
I know.
In fact, in between the segments, and we always have a lot of fun here. You know, before we go on, we're always joking and cracking jokes. And I said I'd called yesterday, and Ricky was saying, "Yeah, Jason's out for a few moments. I'm in here running the show today." And so,
Yeah, he is.
So we had to just crack some jokes this morning, Ricky.
We do. Yeah. No, I couldn't do it without him, though, to be honest.
Yeah, he does great.
He's an integral part of the business.
I'm going to tell you, you know, and folks that have watched this show, you know, you've gotten to know Jason and you've heard a lot about Guardian Defense. But one thing that's really awesome is every time I've moved, you know, you guys have been there to help out, and Ricky's been there. I mean, just tremendous young man.
Right.
He's a go-getter. He doesn't slow down.
No, he doesn't slow down. He does all the technical, you know, the computer stuff I'm not good at.
What happens for you guys, and does the summer make any type of a difference in your type of business?
It really does. You know, it slows down a little bit in the summer because, of course, it gets hot. People don't want to be outside. And then, you know, there's vacations. That takes away from it. People that are on vacation or they're going on vacation. And then we have, you know, the back to school time. You know, people have to you know, divert some fundage over to getting their kids ready for school.
Yeah, there's a lot that happens, you know, and I started thinking about that just in, you know, in Huntsville in general. I don't want to say the town turns into a ghost town, because somebody told me years ago, like, oh, when college is out, it turns into a ghost town. Man, I'm sitting here this morning. I've seen more activity this morning than I've seen probably in, you know, the last month.
The last couple shows. A lot more activity. Yeah, there's more people in town when the college is in town, but there's still plenty of folks in town. Still great opportunities to come visit us.
Yeah, I'm looking outside. I mean, I've seen a lot of people walk by. I've seen cars driving by. There's a lot of people making me feel bad because they're up getting some morning exercise, and here I am just coming on doing this show. You know, I need to get up even an hour earlier and hit the treadmill, man.
Hit the treadmill? Yeah, I got one of those too, and you know what? It collects dust.
It seems like all that equipment does. You know, Bridget's sister's moving, and they're moving from Houston downtown to the Woodlands because her husband, her husband's a doctor, but they said, hey, we want to get a place of our own, and so they found a nice place in the Woodlands, and we went over there to their rental house in Houston a few weeks ago, and she was unloading stuff on me. She's like, do y'all need a mower? I've got 3 lawnmowers in my garage now.
You have 3?
I have 3. A neighbor gave one away. It was kind of busted up, but it works. And honestly, I think he got rid of it because he couldn't figure out how to start it.
Really?
And all I did was I cleaned out the air filter. The thing started right up.
Well, hey, sometimes that's all it takes.
And on the side of it, it says easy start lawnmower. And it was. I mean, I just cleaned. The air filter looked like it had never been cleaned. I took it. I didn't even wash it. I just took it and knocked it on the concrete.
Well, you know, you got to get air into the engine if you want it to ignite.
It's just like anything. You got to get air into your life if you want to live, you know? So,
very, very true.
So I got that thing in there. The only thing is the self-propel doesn't work, but it's a nice mower. Years ago, I bought an electric mower. Those things are garbage, by the way.
No.
You know what
I wouldn't have any electric lawn equipment. But, you know, in California, that's what they have to do now.
Yeah. We'll see how that works out. But I'm just telling you, man, like I bought that thing, and I thought it was the greatest thing ever. But then when we moved to our other house in the yard, it's not even a huge yard. Literally, we don't live on this big property. But, you know, it's enough. We have a nice little backyard and a front yard.
Right.
I can mow the front yard, and then the battery dies. And then I got to charge it up for 8 hours and mow the backyard.
Oh, no, that's not the way to go.
So we call that hogwash. I gave up on that hogwash.
You gave up on it?
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
So that thing sits in the garage now. The neighbor gave away this one, so I've been using it. And then Jacqueline said, hey, we got a mower. We're not going to be using it. And It's a nice mower. It's a Honda mower, man.
Really? Those are nice.
So now that's in the garage. So I've got to figure out what to do with the other 2.
Post it on Marketplace.
Yeah, but those, you know what, man? I post stuff on Marketplace all the time, and people, I'm not the guy. I guess maybe it's like confrontation. I don't like confrontation. I never have. And I always hate whenever you sell stuff on Marketplace, and then people, when you get there, oh, I know you said 75, but will you take 30? They do that all the time.
Oh, I know. They think that's the time to negotiate. No, make the deal and show up and, buy, do what you agreed on.
And what I hate about the internet now, there's so many great, like we wouldn't be able to bring you this show without the internet. But here's the deal. What I hate about the internet is it has truly made stuff like, I don't know how to describe it, but the value of stuff you try to sell online is next to nothing because there's always somebody that wants to give something away.
Right. It's just human nature.
So, I'm thankful that folks want to give away, but then when I'm trying to sell that same product and get some of my money back, I can't get it. I have baby gates in the garage that I've had in there since we moved back. We don't have any need for them. We don't have stairs anymore.
Right.
And we paid like $120 for those stupid gates. So I put them on Marketplace for 40 or 50 for 50. And I've got people, will you take 25 for them? I'm like, these are $120 gates, and you're sitting there asking me to 20, so they're still in the garage. I'm not giving them away for no $25, man.
I hear you. My industry's the same way.
Do you ever sell things? I know not in your industry. Can you sell stuff on Marketplace?
No.
So they don't allow firearms on Marketplace.
No. But you can sell them online. But there are a lot of companies out there that sell stuff online for well below what it should sell for.
Yeah, just the way it goes, man.
Yeah, it's just the way it goes.
You
never know.
I did want to tell folks out there, we've been working on something behind the scenes. New Guardian Defense website going to be launching soon.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, appreciate that. We've been working, and Ricky, I'll give Ricky credit. He has been helping me on the back end with
that's where Ricky excels on that stuff. I don't excel on that.
Yeah, so Ricky's been helping out there. Well, friends, we got a good show cranking up this morning. Again, Melton Green is patiently waiting. We'll have him on here in just a few moments. Let us know you're out there, as always. We want to know what you're thankful for this morning. There is so much to be thankful for as you wake up every single day. Jason and I both, and I'll just be honest, there's kind of a, not because of you or because of me, but it's just one of those mornings. It feels like kind of a funk. And
I kind of woke up that way this morning. I don't know if it was the rain yesterday afternoon, yesterday evening, or the fog this morning.
I think it was the fog this morning.
I think it was the fog. We didn't get that moonlight when I was up at 4 o'clock.
There literally is something about that.
It is.
When you wake up and the sun is out, and it's like, oh, it's a bright, sunshiny day. We're going to have Melton sing on the show a little bit later, too. I heard that he's like an Emmy award-winning
is he?
What is it? An Emmy award-winning singer, gospel singer, something like that. So he's over there saying like, "Nah, man, we ain't doing any of that."
But he's not singing for us today.
No, but it is there's something in the air whenever the sun is out in the morning and you're driving by. Like when I drive in, Kay Boning has encouraged me to do this, by the way, to like change up your atmosphere. So this morning I drove in a different way that I've never drove in before.
Really? I
kind of got nervous because I'm like, man, what if a car pulls out in front of me? I don't know about this road. There's not a whole lot of roads here in Huntsville, but I did come in a different way.
No, you got a few options from where you live on which way to get here.
I came down like Bearcat Boulevard and then cut through downtown. So
did you?
It was kind of a nice different drive, but it is though. Usually when I come across 45, and what is that? That's over there by the rec center. The Gory Rec Center is over there.
Yeah.
And so normally I'm cruising over that bridge, and then Smiley's is there on the left.
Right. Hit the stop sign, hang a left on 75.
Yeah, and it's so beautiful because the sunrise is usually coming up right there.
Yeah, because as you cross over that bridge, you're facing east and you get that nice orange glow right before that sun pops up.
And I'm trying to remember if there's I don't know how I'd forget this, either horses or cows over there. Horses.
They do a lot of horses over at Gory.
So, yeah, there's horses right there. It's just beautiful. And this morning I didn't get that, so maybe that was what the problem was.
Maybe. I don't know. But I just know that I didn't see that nice early morning orange glow this morning.
Yeah. It'll be out there, though. Don't worry.
I know it's coming.
We always have an inspirational saying. Here's the inspiration this morning. It can relate to this morning, Jason.
Sure.
When there's fog in your life, you don't know what direction to go. You can't see what's in front of you. Or when there's cloud cover and rain and things are looking grim, I'm going to tell you today that the sun always returns.
It does. It may take a few months, but it will return.
And think about this with the fog. In most times, as the sun comes out during the day, even during the fog, that sun burns off that fog.
It does.
And usually it turns out to be a bright, sunshiny day.
Yeah, and our fog's nothing to the North Dakota ice fog, is it, Rob?
Yeah, forget all that, man. By the way, Jericho, where are you at this morning? I know you're out there. So
Yeah, ice fog in the Dakotas. I'll never forget that.
the streak, the heat, the hot streak continues in that area.
Is it?
They have still been hotter than Huntsville, Texas.
Really? It can get warm up there. I've been
They almost hit 197 the other day.
97?
97
In
man.
Fargo?
In Fargo. Don't
Yeah.
you know? You betcha.
Yeah, you betcha.
So, hey, we got a good one cranking up. Let us know you're out there. We're giving away prizes this week. And so all you got to do is comment with the hashtag Visit Huntsville TX, Hello Huntsville, whatever you want to send there with the pound sign, hashtag, like this broadcast and share it. And you will automatically be entered to win. It is it's not a daily prize this week, but on Friday, I'm going to unveil a prize. And
Really?
so we don't know what that is yet, but if all week long, if you like, share, comment, all that good stuff that we talk about, you're automatically going to be entered in to win a mystery box coming up on Friday.
mystery box.
It is a mystery box on Friday.
Oh, that'll be cool.
So let us know you're out there. Billy Cawthon already joining in, saying good morning, gentlemen. I don't know if Jason's the gentleman. I don't know about me.
I don't know. That's kind of a loose term for myself as well.
Jason's out there. Caitlin is joining us. Good morning, Caitlin. Appreciate you. Grace Wakefield, she's won some prizes on the show. She's already entered to win with the hashtag Hello Huntsville. Rick Boning also joining us as well. And here we go. Just because we said her name. It's turning into a daily. This is like the daily segment.
It is to wait till Jerica comes on and tells us good morning.
Jerica, would you ever be interested? This has turned in just to literally, you're on every show. We love it. Jerica, would you ever be interested if we called you live to get an update from Fargo, North Dakota, just for fun? Would you ever be open to that?
That would be cool. Let's do it on a Tuesday, though.
Yeah, we'll do it on a Tuesday. Next Tuesday, Jerica, would you be interested in hopping on the show to let us know how things are going?
That would be cool.
Maybe we'll even pull you in on a web link.
That would be even better.
Are you open to that, Jerica? Let us know.
Yeah, let Rob know.
That'd be awesome.
That would be fun.
Also, Rachel joining us as well, saying hashtag Hello Huntsville. She's entered to win.
Awesome.
A lot going on this morning. We'll step aside and take a break, though. My good friend, Melton Green II. He's not the first. He's not the third. He's the second. And he's going to be joining us here in just a few moments. We've got a great show lined up. A lot of inspiration coming your way when we come back. So step aside, grab a cold cup of coffee. I like cold coffee. Grab a cold cup of coffee.
No. Hot coffee.
And sit back, relax. We've got more to come here this morning on Good Morning Huntsville. We'll be right back. Hey, good morning, Huntsville. Welcome back in here on a Tuesday. Guardian Defense, one of our Foundation 5 sponsors, Mr. Jason Thompson here. as we are broadcasting live from our studio downtown that is brought to you by Elliott's Jewelers. For all your jewelry needs, please go online. Check out my good friend Elliott's Jewelers. It is elliotsjewelers.com. This show is also made possible in part by the collaboration with Paul Oley of The Gallery for all of your custom framing, photography, family photos, corporate photos, and more. Go by and see Paul right next door to me, and please tell him that I sent you. Here we go. Melton Green joining us. What's up, Melton?
Nothing much, brother. Blessing to be here.
I love
Yes,
that,
sir.
How
man.
you doing, brother Jason?
Oh, well, Melton, how are you?
I'm blessed.
One thing that I got to tell you is when I first met Melton, he called me Mr. Hip at first, and I told Melton, I said, Melton, you and I are about the same age, and so I said, just call me Rob, man. But Melton, you have became, there's people in your life that are friends, and there are people in your life that you call brother. And I think I'm not judging on this, man, but I think sometimes people throw that term brother around a little bit too loose. Like Jason and I call each other brother because we're more than friends, man. We're like brothers. There's some people that you just meet them for the first time and they're like, "Oh, hey, brother," and I'm like, bro, you don't even know me. I ain't your brother yet. You got to earn that title, man. You know. And you have became not just a good friend, Melton, but a brother, man. And you and I have shared a lot over the years. When I needed help broadcasting Huntsville ISD, and Coach Southern said, "Hey, Rob needs help," you were one of the first dudes to respond. That's how I met you, man.
Yes, sir.
So tell us a little bit about your journey. I know you were born in Houston, but you got to Huntsville when you were a little kiddo, and I know that your dad was involved with TDCJ years ago. Just let us know a little bit about your journey, Melton.
Oh, yes, sir. I was born in Houston. Grew up a little bit down here in Huntsville. Started pre-K and kindergarten when Huntsville Elementary first opened up, and then we moved to Conroe, where everything kind of began, like growing up, and just kind of watching my mom, my dad, like I always work, so really hard to be at the house to kind of watch and coach me with what was going on. So a lot of stuff that you kind of pick up on from the community and the environment around you. Some things good, some things bad, but we live, we learn from our mistakes. And my dad, like, he always showed me and kind of installed in me that no matter what you do, you should love what you're doing. Because if you don't love what you're doing, no matter how much you get paid or anything like that, it won't last long. Because if you're not happy doing what you're doing, then you don't really enjoy it. And he was always a people person. I'm a people person. And so growing up in Conroe, it's like it has its ups and downs. But for me, it led me to my spiritual quest, as far as trying to be a stand-up guy like my dad. He was a stand-up guy. He stood up for what he believed was right, whether it was a friend or someone that didn't kind of see it that way. But he tried to find the good in everybody, and that's something that really stuck with me, and sometimes the hardest thing is trying to find the good in yourself.
That's right.
Yes, that's true.
But others see it from the outside looking in, and sometimes you have a hard time looking in the mirror because the places that you thought you would be, places you wanted to go, and the lifestyle that you wanted to live. But one thing I discovered is that, you start out with a dream, but God also gives you a vision.
Yeah.
When you look at the vision, you might not always accomplish your dream the way that you see it. But if it aligns with the vision that God has for you, He'll show it to you in his view, like through his lens, because his ways are not our ways, his thoughts are not our thoughts. And I had to learn that through living life, through the trials and tribulations. It made me who I am today.
And in Melton, I wanted to talk about, some of those trials and tribulations. One, You know, I know you loved your dad tremendously, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's apparent that he made such a positive impact on you, and he was a good man.
Yes,
and,
sir.
And you grew up with a good man. In fact, you're wearing his necklace. You know, there's
yes, sir.
or a necklace
Yes,
that
sir.
you have to honor him there.
Yes, sir.
You know, as we were talking earlier, and you just mentioned some of those trials and tribulations, you know, sometimes it doesn't matter if we grow up with a dad that loves us and cares about us. Sometimes we still, you know, fall into a situation that we didn't want to fall into.
Yes.
And I know for you, and you've been open about this, and I asked you before if it's okay if we talk about it, but you know, your journey, you know, includes spending some time behind bars, man. And I wanted you to kind of highlight a little bit about that, because maybe there's somebody out there today that has a loved one that's going through a similar situation. When I talked to you a few weeks ago, and I said, man, I'd love to have you on the show, because you came in here and talked to me for an hour. We've known each other almost 5 years, but you know, when we get together, we talk, man. And
Yes, sir.
you were telling me a story, and I was like, you know what, man, I think you need to be on this show sometime, because there's going to be somebody out there that's going to be impacted by the what you had to go through and how you overcame that adversity, and you know, now making a difference in kids' lives. But just walk us through a little bit of that journey, you know, spending time behind bars and just letting us know about that situation and how it changed your life, man.
Oh, yes, sir. And then first of all, before we get there, you know, just to let it be known, like we say, like, I had a great father, you know, I have a great mother.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she worked TDC as a nurse as well, you know. They install the right values,
They
you
did,
know.
yeah.
But like I say, working, you either working 24/7 or you at home trying to raise your kids, you know,
Right.
trying to control everything. But only God is in control. So never would have thought that I would have been in the prison, because I used to get my hair cut at the Wilds unit and go back there with my dad, you know. But
And I want to let people know it wasn't like you were out, you know, doing something terrible to somebody else. That's not why you landed there.
oh no, I mean, no, not at all. But
Yeah.
when you hear like people go to prison, some people think like, hey, man, they must have been a bad person, or they did something like totally bad. But prison saved my life. Prison put me on a new path, and I actually asked to go to prison.
Yeah.
Like say.
He prayed. Let me. You didn't ask. You
Yeah, I
prayed to go
prayed
to
about
prison.
it. Yeah. To be honest, like I would pray and ask God, like, I need you to isolate me so I could read the Bible. Like, I want to see if it's truth in here. Show me. I hear people talk about it all the time. I talk to people about it, and it's like you kind of know. And so every time I would say that, I would picture going to jail. So I'd be like, nah, I'm good, you know. But it got to a point in 2016, around March 5th, that I had been battling like with depression, sleep apnea, and it had came like heavy, like after my dad passed in 2009.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand that, like, when people say what you do affects more than you, it affects the people that love you and the people that care about you. Like, to even see you going through it, I didn't understand it. So I was battling with taking ecstasy, you know, like, to stay up a lot of the times, to cope with what I was going through, like, so it become more of a self-medicate. And so it got to the point to where I started seeing how it affect my mom, my kids, and I just got tired of it. So I got down by a tree in Tanglewood down here in Huntsville, and I prayed to God and just told him, like, if I'm not here for a real reason, then take me right now where my dad give my kids and their mom financial stability, and I'll be cool with that. But if I'm here for a reason, I need you to show me. And if I'm going to go to prison, you know, let it be no less than 6 months, no longer than a year, to give me time to actually lock in. And like I came home probably like 8 months, 28 days. Like, he answered, but in that process, like, I end up going to a trustee camp and being a part of a church, like freely, like, just get up and go to church, you know, like.
Yeah, nobody was telling you.
Nobody was
go.
telling me I had to go, nothing. But it all started in the county with a prayer circle and a Bible study. You know, I started realizing, like, even coming up before I started getting involved in street activities, recreational drugs. Like when you first come out, you have a pure nature when you're born. Like, and I've always liked helping people, like working with people. Even if someone did something bad to me, I would still try to help them, like right after that, like if I seen them in a situation.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand it, but as you read, it's fruits of the spirit. It's something that's embedded in all of us. We just have to make that decision. And so, like, it opened my eyes up from a spiritual view that it's not flesh and blood. It's spiritual. It's good and evil, And we all get attacked. And a lot of times it's insecurities or limitations that we put on ourselves, or trying to bear those burdens that Christ carried to the cross for us,
Yeah.
And the biggest thing is like just learning to call on God and asking God to move for you. So I know that it started for me in high school. Like when I couldn't play football no more, I told my mom, like, hey, man, I'm done with school. Like that was my way to make their life easier, and people that was less fortunate. I wanted to start foundations like to help people. And I didn't have that guidance like right there at the time when I made the decision to say, hey, if you just keep going, you can do this on the back end. It's always another way.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of like fell victim right there, because it was like, man, that was my way. And so here it is, God bring you back full circle. I actually, when my dad passed, that's what brought my mom back to Huntsville. And I was back and forth to Houston. And so when I went to prison, I was telling God, like, hey, I need an address. I need somewhere to be. And at the time when they granted my parole, it was like I had no address to come to. And my wife was like, man, just keep the faith, man. We're gonna have a car, we're gonna have an address. And like lo and behold, God came through like 2 months before they gave me parole. She got a car, and the month they got ready to grant me parole, we got an address, And so God been working, and so my thing is to inspire kids that are young, and even people that are of age, to give God a try. Like, don't give up. And if you have a dream, you keep that agreement between you and God, and you have to believe, like, even when people around you don't believe.
That's right, man.
Because that was one of my downfalls. Like, I started listening to what other people had to say because I cared about those people, and I let their reality turn into my reality. And so I just tell kids, like, man, when you have a goal, you have a dream, give it to God and press forward.
It's good stuff. Again, we're talking to
Very
Melton
good.
Green this morning here, and I just call him, a community youth leader, because that's what, unintentionally maybe you've turned into.
Yeah.
That's your unofficial title, man. But, you went through so much adversity, Melton, and I've never heard of anybody that said, Lord, send me to prison, and that changed your life. And it was a time for you to get away from situations and atmospheres that you didn't want to be a part of anymore, because you knew that there was a greater calling in your life. You mentioned about your daddy passing away in 2009, and then, unfortunately, I know your wife had passed at the time too, man. So you battled a lot of adversity with people close to you, man.
Yeah, my kid's mother, she passed like 2 days after I said that prayer. My little girl's mom, and I didn't understand none of the stuff at the time, but after going to prison, the Bible studies and God placing spiritual leaders in my life, like he was orchestrating stuff to show me that I still got you here for a reason, and I see it now, and I'm just asking God to work, lead the way, and here I am today.
That is right.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Well, Melton is just a tremendous man. I've enjoyed getting to know you over these last 5 years, and I just felt like that day when you came in here that I knew that there was something, even more in your life. And just your attitude of wanting to help others. I mean, coming to help us right there showed it immediately that you wanted to be a part of it. You know, as you've pressed on now, you know, being involved with more young people, especially here in this community, I know that you have a message for young people, and you spoke about some of that earlier. Just really what's drove you to talk to these young kids, you know, to talk to them and to encourage them. What's really been the fire behind that, and what message do you have for young people out here, especially in our community?
Yeah, the fire behind it is like I said, like you could have good parents that tell you good stuff, but if you feel like you experiencing something that they never experienced, you kind of like, man, how you gonna tell me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But a lot of time parents have either seen it or been a part of it, and so for me, I tell kids, you know, like stay focused. Communicate, you know, like if you feel like you don't have nobody to talk to, like it's somebody that will listen. I'll listen, you know. And
How do they get a hold of you if they want to talk to you?
At the same time, I mean, they can hit me up on Facebook, Melton Green II, or they could even call me. My number is 832-970-3606. I mean, or get in touch with Rob. He know how to find me.
He knows how to
He
find
know
you.
how to find me. Hopefully,
Well, that's good.
we'll be doing some things together pretty soon.
Yeah.
To reach out to the youth and even the elders in the community.
Yeah, and you mentioned that too, because I know that I've talked a lot about young people, and you know, and you've had kiddos that have went through the school system and play ball and all that, and so I think, you know, you've always encouraged these guys, and I mean, literally one day I'm just sitting here and I have my eyes closed after I talked to you, and I just imagined a room full of young people and you just talking over them and breathing life, you know, to these kids, man, and telling them about your journey. But then you also have a passion too for helping older folks, man. Tell us a little bit about that, man.
Oh yes, sir.
Like Jason and I's age. You
Yeah.
know? Like, no, I'm just kidding.
Come on now.
I
We're
mean,
all about the same age, Rob.
it's a natural knack, but it was also installed at a young age, like watching my parents continue to help and like install it in me. Like if you see an older person like getting out the car, you know what I'm saying, struggling, be willing to help, you know, catch that door, you know, lift that bag for them,
Right.
and stuff like that. It's just a natural knack, really, like to try to show love and help people. Like, I guess it's God given.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
kind of a gift and a curse sometimes, because you go through a little thing, but for the most part, like just wanting to help people, period. You know, because we are one. We are a community, and we should live in unity.
Melton, if there's
There we
somebody,
go.
you know, I love that, man. It's all about community and unity, and that's what
Yeah,
we put
that's great.
together. If there's somebody out there today that's in a situation, you know, maybe they're on the street, man, and you know, they're involved in something they shouldn't be, you know, and I don't want to say like something they shouldn't, because that's the life that they know,
Yeah,
you know, but they know, like you knew, like, man, I want out of this. I don't want to continue to live this life. What's your message to somebody out there today, or maybe even a parent that has someone that's out there that's involved in drugs, or that's just having a hard time trying to figure out the next step in life? What would your advice be to that person?
The first step is pray. Like pray and believe. Whether you're the one that's praying for yourself or praying for a loved one, and seek help. Like most of the time, where we come from, like asking for help is not the popular thing. It's like you feel embarrassed to have to ask for help. I've learned that, hey, everybody needs help. You know,
That's very true.
that's why Christ was the sacrifice, because we needed help.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing is, you never know who's willing to help you. You know, and so I just believe that if you go into a place of darkness where you're struggling, you know, the first step is accepting the fact that you're in a dark state, like you have no control.
Yeah, you can't deny where you're at. You're right.
Nah, that's the first thing, like acceptance of like, this is where I'm at. Like, I don't want to be here no more. What do I do? First thing is, hey, call on the higher power. Like, people be like, man, why everybody say I'm experienced it? Well, I'm still experiencing it because I'm here today. Like, I never thought I would have been on A show, you know, but I should have known with you. You know, you gonna put me in.
I told you, I know when I talked to you,
Yeah.
you were like immediately you said, yeah, man, I want to hop on and share my story. And I think it's important, Melton, because it does take relationships to work. I know that sounds kind of weird, but it is. A relationship is all about relating to someone. And you've been through experiences and situations that other people are going through. And I can't be the guy to go into. I can tell and I can encourage and inspire and uplift people, but I've never been in some situations that you've been in, or you haven't been in situations that I've been in. You know, we have all fall short, man. The good word says we have all fallen short, man.
That's so true that we've all fallen short.
Yeah.
But to listen to his experience, I mean, guys, that's a courageous man right here.
What's next for you, Melton? I mean, what do you envision? You know, you had talked to earlier, you've gotten involved in a program that I wanted you to talk about, just
tell
about
us about
fathering.
that.
Tell us about the fathering program.
Okay, well, the fatherhood program is a program that was presented to me actually at a passing of a brother-in-law homegoing, and I was praying like, hey God, you know, I need you to send me something. Like what do I need to be involved in? What's my next move? And a guy that I went to school with actually, he was like, what are you doing? And I was like, man, you know, right now I'm back and forth helping my brother in the oil field. And he was like, well, man, this program called Fatherhood. I think you should be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we always talk about change and what they doing, like, to help in the community. You know, whether home builders, HVAC, like, you could also get a trade. But the biggest thing is, like, letting male figures know that it's a place you can go to get good advice, to get good assistance, and just knowing that brothers are trying to lift each other up and make a positive outcome. No matter where you at in life, you can get up and have a fresh start, and that's what it's for. And so we're also trying to bring it to Huntsville.
I was going to say, you're the first one in Huntsville that's associated with this particular organization, right?
I'm the first participant right now, yes, sir.
And what's the program called again?
Fatherhood program.
So it's the Fatherhood program. Melton's getting involved with that, and more information about it, you know, we'll provide that here on Hello Huntsville as time goes on. But again, man, it's just your willingness to serve, Melton, and you recognize needs. I've seen kids, man, and young people that have just latched on to you because you're that figure for them. I mean, let's be honest. Sometimes kids don't have a father figure to latch on to.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like, in a way, you're becoming the father to so many youth here in Huntsville because of your stories and what you've went through. And these young people, you're inspiring them and lifting them up to do the next thing in life, to do good, to pray, to just, you know, to say, you know what, despite my circumstance, the best is yet to come.
Yes, sir. I truly believe that. And just trying to be a brother in Christ, you know, like just trying to be someone that, like, if I see a kid going down the path that I was headed on, you know, hey man, I done been there. I can tell you about it. Like, you still have a chance. Don't lose hope. You know, that's the main thing. When we lose hope in what we set out to do, we get fogged up by the things that's going on around us.
That is true.
We could take a wrong turn, and some people don't have nobody to speak life into them or bring them back for that. So, like you say, I would love to be, you know, a spiritual, motivational speaker, and just a community help, you know.
Well, you just spoke that into existence, man.
Into the community.
Yes, sir.
Because that's happening.
Yes, sir.
Well, again, it's Melton Green II joining us here. The second because your dad was the first.
Yes, sir.
Your son is the third.
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
I love that. It's Melton Green II here. He's been in Huntsville almost his entire life. And, you know, through his situations and what he had to battle and adversity, he's finding prosperity now and making a difference in young people's life and older people as well. Melton, I think in the years to come, we're going to be seeing you on a stage somewhere talking to youth throughout this area. I truly believe that.
Well, I claim it and receive it.
That's right, man.
Yes,
and keep that fire going. You know, what is one thing for you that just, you know, because it is tough. You know, my friend Joshua Harris runs a place called the Oak Ridge Disciple House. And he always said, you know, and I think it's true that, like, you know, when you're in addiction, especially to a substance, you know, he says that addiction doesn't ever really leave you.
Nah.
because he
It
said
doesn't.
he told me, he said one drop of alcohol and he'd be right back where he was 18 years ago.
Yeah.
But he said, but you know what? You learn how to accept it, that it's there, but then to not partake of it anymore, to move forward. I think it's all through the spiritual relationship, man. For you, just how do you stay motivated every day? How do you keep chugging along, man? And what keeps you going strong?
Well, I know where I've been, and I know I have kids like looking at me, but they've seen me in my darkness as well.
Yeah.
And so for them, they actually see God working in me, like backstage and on stage. So it's in and out. Do I fall short sometimes?
Yeah, we all
sure
do.
I do.
We all
you
do.
know, but the thing is, for me, I know that every morning I pray and I read something, and I pray that in my lifestyle. I pray that over my kids. I pray that over every community across the world, because that's what we need. And we need change. And change is what really inspires me, because we need it. We need it all over the world. You know, because we are one race, the human race. No matter what you look like, through God, through Christ, we family. And so I believe in it.
That's great, Melton.
That's great.
Well, man, just loved having you on this morning. I think your story is so incredible, man. And my sister was chiming in this morning just saying what an incredible, inspirational gentleman she said about you. An
Man,
incredibly
thank you.
inspirational gentleman,
Hey, I
man.
thank her, my sister, and you be blessed.
So appreciate you sharing that with us this morning, Melton. And, you know, I know the best is yet to come for you, man. And we're just going to continue to pray and not just believe, but just thank God for what's on the future. Because I think sometimes that's the thing is, like, you know, we pray for things to happen. You know, I'll tell people right now, and this isn't like, you know, name it and claim it, but great
Right.
things are already happening.
Amen.
We don't need to pray for great things to happen. We need to be thankful for the great things that are already happening and the great things that are on the way. 'Cause,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're blessed every single day.
yeah.
You know, and some of us, we just stay too busy to really recognize it.
Yes, sir. I agree.
Well, Melton, I know in a year, you know, from now, you're going to continue to do great things. So thanks for being on this show, man. And
thanks for
I
having
know
me.
you and I will keep talking. We talk every week, man.
Yes, sir.
Melton, by the way, sends me. I mean, you'll send me. When I was up in Fargo, he was saying like, "Hey, brother, just checking in on you. I love you." And you know what's cool about Melton? He's always said, "Tell Sister Bridget I said hello and baby Braylon." He's always telling me that, man.
Hey.
So it means a lot, man. You're a genuine dude. We love you,
It's a blessing to
Melton.
be here.
That was
brother.
a
Love
blessing to
y'all
have
too.
you on here.
Yes, sir. Thank
So-
you for allowing me to be here.
Again, Melton Green II. This is a young man making an incredible difference here in our community. We'll step aside, take a break. We've got another section to go here as Jason and I will wrap it up when we come back. Stay with us. It's your show. It's Good Morning Huntsville. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back here on Good Morning Huntsville as we rock and roll on a Tuesday. Man, what an inspirational story
That
there,
was.
just to hear from Melton, and that's what I want folks to know about this show. You know, we're not always just going to, you know, continue to bring on nonprofits. The show, and we're always going to do that. Let me
Right.
retrace my steps. We're always going to bring on, you know, folks in the community, organizations. But I'm going to tell you right now, just like Melton, he's a young man that's inspirational. He's making a difference in the youth in our community, and we want to highlight people in Huntsville as well.
We need to highlight those people that are making that impact. I mean, if it wasn't for people like him offering that leadership to some of our youth, you know, some of those folks would probably wind up in prison.
Yeah, and I just think it's incredible. And I know that as much as we try, you can't make a difference in every single life.
But if you only do it for one,
if you do it for the one, and if you plant that seed, and that's the thing, maybe you're helping somebody today and you've been latched onto this person for 30 years. You know what? Don't give up on people, but also don't get discouraged when you're not seeing things change in other people's lives.
Right.
You still got to make a difference. I'm going to tell you right now, man, I've been through a lot of situations, and I've seen so much in life just with the goodness of people and how people get involved. Like you, Jason. I mean, I think of you guys. When I think of Huntsville, there's a lot of things that I think of, but when I think of the word generosity about this community, I think of your family, and I'm not just saying it because you're sitting next to me, but I think of your family first because of how generous you guys have been to me, helping, get us involved and helping us move 5 times from the new company, Guardian Defense LLC, moving.
Yeah, there we go. But yeah, that's what it's all about. It's giving back. I've always, been one to help anywhere I can.
And I think that's so important, with the message like what Melton was sharing about just getting up, making a difference in the lives of youth. It's huge, and even older folks too.
Right. And it doesn't matter because we all need help. Even us hard-headed ones like myself that refuse to ask for help most of the time.
Yeah.
We all need help.
Well, it's good stuff. Again, Jason Thompson of Guardian Defense joining us here this morning. A lot going on at Guardian Defense. We talked earlier, new website's going to be coming here very soon. That'll be a great experience.
I'm super excited about that. And we're going to be in Beaumont, and then we're trying something new. We're going to have LTC in Spanish for our community.
Are you taking Spanish classes? Are you going to be
No, I'm working on it. I've got an app on my phone that actually alerts me to do my lessons and stuff like that. But I've got some instructors coming in that are fluent in Spanish to actually start this program out.
You can't always trust like Google Translate, because there was some stuff one time that I do, and I showed it to a buddy of mine. He's like, bro, don't ever show that to anybody, because it did not translate that. In fact, it has like a bad message to it.
Really?
But the stuff that I sent you, we did some translation on some ads, and your buddy looked at it and said, hey, it's almost spot on.
Yeah, it was spot on. He made a couple little editing changes to it. And we're gonna get it out there.
I think
the message out there.
That's great, because there is a community of folks that speak Spanish, and we need to provide the same assistance and same services to them as anyone else.
Well, yeah.
You can't let language be that barrier. The gentleman that I think of in this community that's been a really big advocate of that, and I saw it on the National Day of Prayer, was Frank Oliveras. Mm-hmm. And when he came in and voiced a prayer, there's several different community leaders every year that voice these prayers, and Frank came in, he voiced his prayer in English, and then he voiced it in Spanish as well.
Right.
And we saw a great presence at that National Day of Prayer from the Spanish-speaking community.
Yes.
And so you think about just all folks here in Huntsville that we need to try to reach out and just love on, man, and be around. And I'm so thankful that a business like yours, Guardian Defense, you do so much with education, but now you're bringing Spanish-speaking instructors in, so you have more of an opportunity to reach more people, not just for your business, but to bring safety to people. Right,
and that's all we want is people to be safe. We don't want our customers to fall victim to crime, and most of what we teach is giving you the knowledge so that you're more aware.
Yeah, that's
the biggest percentage, is being aware of what's around you.
There was a Miss Lindy H. Jones saying, awesome message, thank you. She chimed in a little bit earlier, so we appreciate you, Miss Jones. Thank you for joining us. And Billy Coffin was giving a hard time earlier. He's giving us a hard time saying he just loves that organ music, at Sam Houston Memorial whenever we go to break.
Oh,
Yeah, thanks, Billy. Appreciate it, man. Well, hey, folks, always a lot of fun here. We've still got a few more moments before we wrap up here on a Tuesday. Again,
what's it National Day of today?
That's what I was about to pull up, Jason. So you know what it is National Day of today? It is National Yo-Yo Day.
Yo-Yo Day?
Yo-Yo.
Okay.
When I say like yo-yo, I don't even think about the toy. I'm like, yo-yo, what's up?
Mm-hmm.
Yo-yo.
No, I'm thinking about the toy.
Yeah, I was always thinking of yo-yo, what's up? Mm-hmm. But anyways, it is National Yo-Yo. Were you a yo-yoer?
I tried a little bit when I was a kid. Just wasn't my thing.
I had a book that taught how to do tricks.
Mm-hmm.
This was way before the internet and YouTube. And like reading a book without visually seeing how to do tricks.
It was challenging.
It was challenging, but I did it, man.
I grew up when we didn't have the internet.
I did there was a little baby cradle where you take the thing and then you swing the yo-yo.
Mm-hmm.
I could do that. But you gotta have a good Duncan yo-yo.
You do.
You can't have some cheap one from Gaddyland, man.
No. No, you had to get the good ones.
And the good ones are the ones the string actually has a loop in it where the yo-yo will spin.
Mm-hmm.
There's even stories like people putting a little bit of oil on the metal in between the yo-yo
really,
to keep it.
so it'll really spin.
So it'd really sit there. But yeah, so you take the string, you'd spin it around. I learned all about that when I was a kid, man. I could walk the dog.
Oh, you could walk the dog?
And I could sling that bad boy out and it would come back.
No, I never got that
It's all in like you would just pop and you put it. I'd always put it right here. Some people would put it on their index finger. I put it right here at the end of my middle finger.
Yeah, I did the middle finger thing.
And it was you just pop the wrist, and when you pop that wrist, man, that bad boy will just spin like crazy. If you had a good yo-yo.
If you had the good yo-yo.
So it is national.
You couldn't do it with the cheap ones.
National Yo-Yo Day. What's up, yo-yo? Yo-yo. Jason,
Yo-yo.
what's up, yo-yo? I like that, man. That's the day today. Today is also, how about this one? National Gardening Exercise Day.
Gardening exercise.
Sounds kind of like exercising when you golf. I think you get more exercise gardening than you do golfing, but that's just me.
Oh, you get 10 times more. Have you ever gardened?
Well, it's tough, man. I was pulling weeds yesterday, man.
Were you?
Yeah, and you know how like I've been getting like short of breath and stuff. You were worried about me last week after the show.
Yeah, I was worried. You didn't look too good.
I was sitting there pulling some weeds, man, and all of a sudden I was like, man, I'm getting to work out. My arm a little sore today, man.
See, I'm of the mindset of gardening means I'm growing something I can eat.
Okay. Or if you're in Colorado, it means something else. You're growing something for something.
Hey, that's Colorado for you, though.
But it is National Gardening Exercise Day. Today we're encouraging people to get off the couch and tend to their gardens while getting some fresh air and sunshine. Gardening.
It doesn't look too sunshiny outside.
It's starting to brighten up a little bit.
Good chance of rain today, though.
Did any of you garden out there, by the way? Chime in with us if you're on social. We have a lot of folks joining us. Welcome in this morning on Good Morning Huntsville. But do you enjoy gardening? Do you have a garden?
Not this year.
Not this year.
But most years we do.
We grew up. My dad. We had almost 2 acres of property, and we had property. My dad. I mean, half the property in the backyard was gardening.
I did that when I lived in Angleton. I dug up half of my St. Augustine grass and got an old rototiller, and I planted a garden in the backyard, and all my neighbors made fun of me until I was sharing the fruits of my labor.
Yeah, then they loved it.
Oh, yeah, they thought it was great.
My mom and dad had wooden sticks in the ground with string, and so we'd have string beans. We'd grow the green beans on the string, cucumbers, little baby ones, and then also the big ones. And my mom would pickle them, so she made homemade pickles.
Oh, yeah, I've made homemade pickles.
She grew lettuce. Don't know how that worked, but
I never could. I never was successful with lettuce.
She had lettuce. I don't even know how this happened. She had asparagus.
Really?
She grew asparagus. Dill. We had dill. Man, the backyard would smell like dill because when the wind would blow, we had dill all over the place.
Right.
She grew, I'm trying to think here. We did one year have some carrots, which was awesome. I remember the carrots. Beets. I mean, we had the whole, and tomatoes, man. And I'm talking big old bad boy heirloom tomatoes.
Yes. Tomatoes are a staple.
Yeah. So, Mom, I miss those gardens, man. But it is Gardening Exercise Day, so get out and get your garden going. Also, World Pest Day today. If somebody's nagging you out there, they're called a pest. I'm just kidding. It's pest as far as insects getting into your house. World Pest Day, celebrated. Where do they come up with these day of?
I don't know. Who comes up with it? Who has time to come up with this?
The day was created to raise awareness of how pest management helps preserve the quality of life for you and your loved one. It's estimated that 900 million insect types can be pests. Good night. 900 million insects.
900 million types of insects?
So there's that sounds weird. Beetles, flies, moths, butterflies, ants, bees, and wasps. There was a lady that I knew that she did not.
Well, not all bees are pests, man. I raise, I do keep some bees.
Yeah, so don't be hating on the bees.
No, don't hate on bees.
Does wasp and yellow jackets really have any place, though? Is there anything that they do? Do they eat bugs?
I'm not real sure what they do, but they will sting you really good.
Yeah, they'll hurt, man.
Yeah, it hurts a little bit.
I had one time strep throat, and I was on my way to the hospital, to the doctor, because it gotten so bad. So I had a doctor's appointment. I'm walking out the front door, and guess what? Freaking two red wasps popped me in the back of the neck. I already was running a fever. That just exacerbated the whole situation.
Those red wasps are mean.
It is also Russian Language Day. It's also National Higher Education Day.
Oh, that's
today.
A good one.
So a little higher education out there day today. A lot of folks going to school. Right now, of course, we're in the middle of summer. Just getting started. We're not in the middle yet. Has the summer officially started?
No, on the calendar, no, but I think unofficially, we had Memorial Day, so
Yeah.
that's the unofficial start of summer. I think it starts in the next week or two.
Everybody is just chilling right now, getting ready for the new fall coming up. And then it's also my favorite day, by the way, here on June the 6th. My favorite day, National Day of Sweden.
Sweden.
Just kidding. I have no idea what that is. It's National Day of Sweden. So if you're from Sweden,
Maybe if
it's your day.
it's your day if you're from Sweden.
It is. Hey, folks, been a fun one here this morning. Again, appreciate Melton Green for joining us, sharing his inspirational
thank you so
story.
much, Melton.
And excited about what the future holds for Melton as well. Did want to mention before we go, too, Jason and I are members, and Jason, you're on the board with the Walker County Referral Cooperative.
Yes, we are.
Open invitation today. Tell us about what that entails.
So what we have, guys, is an open invitation. Come see what we're about. We're going to meet at Bonnie's Hideout, which is right behind the Color Bar on Sam Houston Avenue. Going to have some lunch and some refreshments for those that want to see. We're just a group of business professionals that, we support each other and based off referrals. Try to grow each and every, each other's business and promote them and stuff like that. It's a great little group, and we're inviting the public or business owners to come out and see what we're about.
Yeah, come on out today, noon at Bonnie's Hideout. It's right next to the Color Bar. So if you just park in that same parking lot, there's a little bit of a kind of a breezeway.
Yeah.
Walk right, and it feels nice in there, by the way. So
it is.
Walk down that breezeway. It's on the right. It's Bonnie's Hideout today at noon. Come on out, and it is a quarterly open meeting for the public. And I think there's even going to be some pizza there, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what I was understanding on the group chat, that something about some pizza was going to be there.
If you watch this show, you're going to learn where free food is. And I'll tell you where free food is.
Where's
Costco, man. Costco.
Oh, I know.
We went there yesterday. But I took my nieces are in town this week, and so we went
You just got to go
2
to
days ago.
If you go to Costco hungry, you're going to leave full.
We went 2 days ago. Mm-hmm. And there's like 20 stations, and it started with some of the drinks that they had, and then you start with the food, and at the end was the drink. So we had a full course meal.
Yeah. And if you find something you like, you can go back and get it again. They don't remember you.
That's right. They know.
So
you see, I'm super friendly, so they remember me because I see their name tag. Hey, Cherie, how you doing? Good to see you today. And
maybe I need to take you for some lessons on how to get more free food.
I do. I need to quit.
I'm a big guy. I know how to get free food.
So
don't talk so much.
No, just say, hi, how you doing? Boom, bam.
Yeah, until you figure out whether you like it. If you like it, when you go back for your seconds, then you get friendly.
Do you change your voice a little bit, too?
No, not really.
Hey, how you doing there, Bob? This is I came back.
No need to change your voice.
Okay, all right. Jason
None of that.
Jason knows what's up. Hey, join us tomorrow. More coming on the show this week. We're really excited. Tomorrow, we're going to have another community leader, but also someone who's making a big impact, not only with FCA, but also with youth again. We'll be talking with Robert Lindeman of HIT Solutions. He'll be on the show tomorrow. And then coming up on Thursday, possibly we will have some more. I can't reveal the guest yet because that's still in the works. But I can tell you on Friday, we're going to have Brianna Dotson from Sam Houston State University coming on, talking about some traditions and involvement and engagement. We'll be talking about the new Bearcat Alley setup this year as well.
Yeah, I heard they were going to change it, or they're going to move it.
Yep, they're going to be moving it a little bit. And so Brianna will be on with us on Friday. I almost said Saturday.
For all our tailgaters.
Just as I'm talking here, and we said it's National Pest Day, our good friend Billy Don just drove by from Precision Pest Control. So Billy Don, he may have been watching the show. Said, you know what?
He must have been.
It's my day. When he drove by, he was pumping his fist. It's my day. It's my day.
Yeah. Go take care of the pests.
Take care of them. Hey, friends, we love you. Make sure to join us every single morning here, Monday through Friday from 7 to 8. Again, we couldn't have this show without our good friends, such as Jason Thompson of Guardian Defense. And whenever you go to Guardian Defense, sign up for those classes. You can learn all about just firearm safety. You can go out to the range if you need to.
Range
have some
time.
therapy
Maybe
out
you just want to come out and have some fun.
And that's what they do at Guardian Defense. So please go by and see them. When you go out there, let them know that you heard about it here on Hello Huntsville and Good Morning Huntsville. We wouldn't be able to bring you this show every single month without the generous support of folks like Jason, again, from Guardian Defense. Also, this show, our studio, is sponsored by Elliott's Jewelers online at elliotsjewelers.com. Jason, been a fun one today, man.
Been a fun one.
My hand was hurting, so I wanted one of those.
Yeah.
Man, that's a good handshake. Man, that's just right there, man. That's just a great handshake.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
So, appreciate you. Thanks for joining us. Again, that open meeting at WCRC, Walker County Referral Cooperative. Come out today. It's open to the public at noon at Bonnie's Hideout. You can learn more about WCRC. And until then, we will see you back at it bright and early tomorrow morning. Friends, as we wrap up every single show, I want to remind you this morning that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other, friends. Provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. Until tomorrow morning, good morning, Huntsville, and God bless. We'll see you back at it. Have a great day.